Today's ushers are wearing a red polo and can answer questions as they arise. Additionally, police officers are also available throughout the facility to provide assistance as needed. Thank you in advance for your help in keeping the aisles and the bleachers clear for guests to enter and exit. If you have friends or family who are not here and would like to share in your graduates' accomplishments, text or call them directing them to the main university's webpage at www.otterbein.edu, where the ceremony is streaming live. At the conclusion of the ceremony, please remain seated until all graduates have exited. Your graduate will be waiting for you outside on the west side of the Rike Center on Center Street, unless at that time it is raining, and then they will be in the Clements Recreation Center beyond the north bleachers and through the Rike Center. Information about first aid, restrooms, emergency exits, and where to get water can be found on the map at the back of your program. At this time, please turn cell phones or any other noise-emitting devices to the silent setting. Once you can see the presentation of the colors is completed, you may sit for the remainder of the processional. If at any time you need emergency assistance during the ceremony, please see an usher in a red polo or a police officer. And now, please direct your attention to the screens for a thank you message from the class of 2016.
Because you don't get that anywhere else, especially at Otterbein. You're able to meet people that are different from you.
Just walking in every day and seeing some of the same faces always puts a smile on my face, of course.
I'll definitely miss the community and just having people around that support you no matter what.
Once I came to Otterbein, that I was a part of something special and felt not only like I was a student, but like I was family.
It's literally been my home for the last 4 years.
To know that some of these friends that I've made, who I've been so close with and spent all my time with, are not going to be next door to me anymore.
The experience for me it's been unreal. It embodies the same morals and values that I have. The experience for me has just been remarkable because there are times when I haven't believed in myself, and having the staff and faculty here that can push you and help you to navigate through the educational process is just, it's overwhelming with joy because those people really make you feel like you count.
I think one of my favorite moments is like stepping into one of our field experiences for the first time. So as an education major, just getting into the classroom and having that sense of feeling that this is what I want to do.
My study abroad experience in Costa Rica has really just helped me develop as a person, kind of really discover who I am and what I like and what I don't like. It honestly changed me as a person in a good way, I like to think. But then my three-part zoo experiences are just a completely different experience. They kind of showed me the different aspects of my career that I could choose to travel along.
My proudest achievement is sort of a long list, but it's the resume that I've built since I've been here and all of the organizations that I've gotten an opportunity to take part in, and not only take part in, but be a leader in. My fraternity, honor societies, the radio station.
My favorite memory would be late night talks with residents, because so many times students are always about, school, and all that type of thing. But as an RA, a resident assistant, sometimes I sit on duty at nighttime, and I'll have residents that will come in, and sometimes they just need to vent and talk.
I would like to thank Mr. Otterbein himself, Mark Moffitt. I would like to thank Dr. Constable. I would like to thank Dr. Robinson, Dr. Grace McDaniel.
I would like to thank my entire family, my mom, my dad, especially my sister for pushing me constantly.
I'd just like to give a shout out to all of the faculty and all of my family and friends, especially my friend Brianna Shaw.
I would like to thank my advisors and my professors here for helping me manage the academic journey, as well as student affairs for helping me grow in my leadership strengths.
I want to say a quick thank you to all the great professors I've had over the past 4 years, and specifically Dr. John Tansey for all the help that he's provided me over the 4 years and with my thesis.
I want to thank my parents, my siblings, and the whole nursing department, specifically Karen Hughes. Dr. Hughes, you've been amazing. Thank you so much for helping me on my Otterbein journey.
My greatest achievement would have to be graduating and everything it took to get here. Paying for school by myself and working through that and just all the trials that entailed. I'm a first generation college student, and that's such a big achievement for me because that just means so much to kind of changing that line or that track that my family's been going on. To be the first one in my family to go to college and then the first one in my family to graduate. That achievement's meaning, it's going to mean a lot to me, when that day comes on May 1st.
And now, please rise for the presentation of the colors.
So go ahead and please be seated. I'm Mark Thresher, Chairman of the Board of Trustees and an alumni of the class of 1978, and this is where I go off script for a while, so the staff is all worried. So in addition, my wife's a graduate, my older daughter's a graduate, my son-in-law is a graduate. My daughter actually sent a note to the class of 2016 this morning. It was a picture of a cardinal in a tree filled with snow that said, "Congratulations and go Cards." So that's a message from a former graduate for all of 16. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm very thankful that I'm not speaking right in front of the students that spoke at Baccalaureate this morning because they were outstanding. So the 4 students that spoke, can you stand up because I think we should congratulate you again. So it's my pleasure to welcome you to the Rike Center and proclaim this the opening of the commencement for this 169th year of Otterbein University. On behalf of the trustees, to the graduates, we offer our congratulations. To the faculty, staff, parents, and friends, we offer our thanks for everything you've done to support them to get to this point. You know, members of the class of 2016, you're joining a distinguished tradition. You're among the ranks of Otterbein alumni, a community that stands for more than 25,000 people that stand strong together. You're now part of a community that never lost sight that we share a responsibility not only for the human experience, caring for your alma mater in Otterbein, and your connection to one another. To value the whole individual, as Otterbein does, helps us recognize the collective worth of the community. Simply stated, we stand in a world where you make a difference and you will matter. I stand with Otterbein because my experience in education here prepared me for life, not just a career. Some of you may have heard this story already, but years ago, I was interviewing for an internship, and the executive said, "I've never hired anybody from Otterbein. Why the heck should I hire you?" Okay? I said, "Well, I'm well educated, I have high integrity, I know how to solve problems, I know how to communicate, and you're not going to be disappointed." That worked out pretty well. It was a long career at KPMG and beyond that. So, and this is the same for you today. When you leave here, you can say those same things as you walk out. No matter what your major is, you leave with those sort of capabilities. You had the chance to discover more of your own personal best and understanding serving the greater good, which is always part of what we do here. You'll stand stronger as a result of how Otterbein prepared you to lead. And I'm confident, just like the person that hired me a long time ago, who's still a good friend today, from that internship, that your colleagues, your family, your neighbors, the rest of your family will never be disappointed. So at this point, I'd like to introduce John Kengla, who has taught at Otterbein since 1987, is an integral part of the Otterbein Integrative Studies and Senior Experience programs. John also served as Otterbein as the Director of Continuing Studies and Summer School for 12 years. Let me get all the rest for him. In 2003, John received Otterbein's Martin Luther King Award for Peace and Justice, honoring the many service learning projects he developed to meet the needs of our local community. In Otterbein's honor convocation in April 20th, Professor was honored with Master Teacher Award, which is given to one distinguished faculty member each year. One of his colleagues describes John as one of the most diligent, thoughtful, compassionate individuals I have ever met. And as a student said to him, he truly believes that every student who walks through the door has the potential to change the world. So, Professor, will you please lead us in the invocation?
Please engage in a moment of silence, reflecting on this day, this commencement, or praying for our graduating students and ourselves. Excuse me. As an undergraduate in the 1920s, Robert Greenleaf, author of The Servant as Leader, set his mission in life to change business practices. And during his 38-year career at AT&T, Ma Bell, he famously instituted more than a dozen innovative business management practices. After his retirement in 1964, Greenleaf was invited to speak at several universities. On one of his visits, Greenleaf found in a university bookstore German novelist Hermann Hesse's Journey to the East, which gave him the paradoxical idea of the servant as leader. Greenleaf writes, "The servant leader is servant first. It begins with the natural feeling that one wants to serve first. Then conscious choice brings one to aspire to lead, sharply different from the person who is leader first. Greenleaf invites us to become servant leaders, to practice self-awareness, empathy, listening, persuasion, foresight, conceptualization, stewardship, and we must build community. But most important, the servant leader practices healing. Defined by Robert Greenleaf, healing means to make whole, wholeness. Wholeness is always something sought. Perhaps as with the minister and the doctor, the servant leader might also acknowledge that his or her own healing is his motivation. There is something subtle communicated to one who is being served and led, if implicit in the compact between servant leader and the led is the understanding that the search for wholeness is something they share. And in our own quest for wholeness, we view the universe as a spiritual entity which all of us, especially our graduates, should embrace. Or in defining wholeness, the English poet William Blake entreats us during every minute of our lives to see the world as a grain of sand and heaven in a wildflower. Hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. And speaking especially to you, our graduates, become servant leaders. Seek wholeness through your faith, your heart. Seek wholeness for our planet. Seek wholeness with all people. Seek wholeness with the people around you. Seek wholeness with your family. Seek wholeness with yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, John. This is indeed a great day. As president of Otterbein University, I am proud to welcome you to our beautiful campus. Whether you live in Central Ohio or you've traveled across the country to be here, whether you've come from overseas or you are joining us from near and far by way of our live web stream, we are glad you are with us to share in this momentous occasion. And members of the class of 2016, a very special welcome and congratulations to you. Welcome to all of you. I would now like to introduce Carlie Watson, who will offer greetings on behalf of the class of 2016. Carlie will be receiving a Bachelor of Arts in Public Relations with an impressive GPA of 3.6. Don't you think? Carlie is a member of the Sigma Alpha Tau sorority, acting as sorority chaplain, as well as worship and publicity leader for Otterbein Christian Fellowship. Carlie was also this year's homecoming queen. Upon graduation, Carlie has been offered a full-time position in a Christian ministry for college students with an organization called CREW. CREW is an interdenominational organization of broken people who have hope in the person of Jesus Christ. During Carlie's undergraduate time at Otterbein, she participated in mission trips to Florida and the Dominican Republic with CREW, which no doubt inspired CREW to offer Carlie a full-time position. Carlie, please come forward.
I was told 4 years ago to embrace uncertainty, change, and the unknown. Picture a small, fearful girl who flew from Seattle, Washington, to come to a school that nobody had ever heard about in Westerville, Ohio. That girl stood helplessly sobbing in the middle of CVS on State Street while her anxious mother held her and said prayers that her daughter would find peace and a place where she belonged. This timid girl had a couple of options that all of us had going into college. Let fear take over, run away and hide, or take a step of faith and simply say yes. Luckily, this girl made it to first flight week. She was slightly overwhelmed by the orientation leader's enthusiasm when playing I'm a Cardinal, you're a Cardinal. But she couldn't deny that she was in a place that was safe, extremely welcoming, and was already challenging her to live outside of the comfortable box she had built around herself. She went to classes, got involved in Otterbein Christian Fellowship and Greek life, and quickly started to realize that the act that she had tried to keep up throughout her life was being melted off. This place called Otterbein University was helping her discover who she really was. She was learning from the incredible people surrounding her that the part of life that used to be unknown had now become the most fulfilling, crazy, and authentic experience. This once fearful, timid girl is standing before you, beyond thankful that she didn't run away, but she decided to say yes to Otterbein. I know that any one of my classmates could stand here and describe the moment that they decided to take a risk and say yes as well. We all said yes to uncertainty, to change, and to the unknown. And look where we are now, about to be faced with the same couple of options that we had 4 years ago. We can let fear take over, run away and hide, or we can take a step of faith and say yes again to another beautiful adventure that awaits us. This next part of our lives may involve the most risk any of us have ever experienced, but let's take a minute together to think about how the risk of saying yes to spending 4 years at this university has equipped us for what lies ahead. Most likely, there have been seasons of abundant joy and extreme difficulties. Perhaps there have been times of challenge and wishing you hadn't scheduled an 8 a.m. class spring semester of your senior year. No matter the circumstances along the way, I believe that it's been in this cozy corner that we call Otterbein University that we have been provided with the opportunity to explore who we are, what we've become, and let whatever the past has held launch us into a better future. What nobody had told me 4 years ago, though, was that the best was yet to come. I had to experience my time at Otterbein to believe it. With the risks, the adventures, the simple yeses that lie right in front of us, I want to remind you, the best is yet to come. In this season, this time that is terrifying yet freeing, remember, the best is yet to come. When you're saying goodbye to friends who are continuing their adventure elsewhere, remember they are now lifelong friends, and that the best is yet to come. Even though it's hard to look beyond the amazing memories and growth that Otterbein has provided for us and believe that it could ever get better, I believe that the best is yet to come. I believe this because just 4 years ago stood this fearful, timid Seattle girl who doubted that anything good could come from leaving home and going to Otterbein. But now I believe all of us stand here agreeing that so much good has come from this place, a place of growth, of being loved, of unbreakable friendships, and wisdom that will never escape us. As intimidating as the future seems right now, we've all experienced that what was once unfamiliar years ago has now prepared our hearts to embrace the uncertainty, change, and the unknown in the journey that lies ahead of us. I have to congratulate all of you who are graduating for taking a leap of faith and saying yes to the next adventure. You are going to impact, inspire, lead, and love in ways that I cannot wait to see and personally grow from. So, on behalf of the class of 2016, Thank you to every family member and loved one who encouraged and supported us to saying yes in this adventure. And thank you, Otterbein University, from the bottom of our hearts for this life-changing experience that none of us can imagine our lives without. Thank you.
Thank you, Carlie, for sharing your greeting and delivering it with such Otterbein spirit. I know the best is yet to come for you and your classmates. An honorary degree from an American college or university is tangible recognition of distinguished service, professional achievement, or outstanding creative work. Founded in 1847, Otterbein conferred its first honorary degrees in 1875. From that date until now, recipients have included artists, clergy, educators, athletes, scientists, authors, physicians, corporate executives, entrepreneurs, and international leaders, among many others. Today, we confer our 2016 honorary degree. Provost Miguel Martinez-Saenz and Chairman Mark Thresher, would you please escort Donna James to the podium?
Donna, we are honored to welcome you here today to address the Otterbein class of 2016. Through our actions and contributions, our rich heritage, and our impact on society, it is clear that where we stand matters. We salute you as one of those individuals who has taken a stand in her personal and professional life for giving back and sharing this attitude and obligation with everyone whose life you have touched. You are a person of passion, focus, and commitment. Donna James rose through the ranks as an executive at Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company, serving as president of Nationwide Strategic Investments, a division of Nationwide Insurance, and was ranked among the 75 most powerful African Americans in corporate America by Black Enterprise in 2005. President Barack Obama appointed Donna James to be the chair of the National Women's Business Council in 2010 in recognition of her decades of corporate executive experience and advocacy for women entrepreneurs, a position she held for 3 years. As the founder and chair of the Center for Healthy Families, a nonprofit focused on transforming the lives of pregnant and parenting teens and their children, she demonstrated that she is a guardian for those in our community who are vulnerable and deserving of a champion. Donna James, you have shown others through your personal work, ethic, mentorship, and compassion, a path by which they might aspire to personal and professional achievement and success. President Krendl, upon the recommendation of the Otterbein University Senate and by approval of the Board of Trustees, it is my privilege to present to you Donna A. James as candidate for the degree of Honorary Doctor of Public Service.
Donna James, Otterbein is proud to call you friend. Your innumerable accomplishments prove that you live by the ideals of our founders to be progressive and constantly working toward the betterment of humankind. Today, we recognize your leadership and business acumen and your talent to marry the innovative spirit of an entrepreneur with the desire to do good in the world. By the authority vested in me by the Otterbein University Board of Trustees on this day, May 1st, 2016, I confer upon you the degree of Honorary Doctor of Public Service with all of the rights, privileges, and honors thereunto appertaining. Class of 2016 and guests, please join me in welcoming Dr. Donna James to the podium.
Wow. It's a good thing I have something in front of me to say. First, my thanks to President Krendl and Board Chair Mark Thresher. I've known and worked with them both for a number of years. This is very humbling, unexpected, and very welcomed. To Provost Martinez-Saenz, the University Senate, Board of Trustees, my deepest gratitude to all of you for this vote of confidence and this recognition of my life's work, which I hope is not over. I'm truly honored and I am grateful, and I hope to keep it together through this. It's kind of not fair to do this and then ask someone to speak. I mean, but life's not fair, so we deal with it. Good afternoon, class of 2016. I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to share this day with you, and it is your day. And I will try to get out of the way as quickly as possible so that you can move on with your day. To the parents, congratulations. I've been where you are. I have some grandchildren. I hope to be where you are again as they progress. To the grandparents, loved ones, friends, and everyone who supported a graduate, congratulations to you as well. Today is finally here. I'm sure as Carlie started out, she wasn't thinking about this day. She was trying to get through day one, and now the day has arrived for all of you. And you're relieved, I'm sure to say the least. I remember when my son went to college. I drove him down. I was real great about it, and I boo-hooed like a baby all the way home. They shouldn't allow parents to drive after dropping off children because you can't see. And I was sad, but I got over it quickly. Got kind of nice. I think I started to change his room by the time he was a sophomore. And by the time the 5th year rolled around, we wondered if he had started working on his master's and forgot to tell us. He was having a lot of fun, so we pulled in the cord and told him that he had one more semester to get it done, or else we were not paying any more tuition bills. Amazing, miraculous thing happened. He actually graduated. Graduates, you chose well when you chose Otterbein. You have a proud history with a focus on things that matter: inclusion, belonging, community, and opportunity. I really like this philosophy and tenet that you have as Otterbein. Where we stand matters. It's provocative. It begs a question while also setting an expectation, and it makes a powerful declaration, all in one statement. It speaks to the past of this institution as well as the work of the present, and graduates, it speaks to your leadership for the future. Your academic achievement is a foundation to build upon as you move forward to your best next in life. Whatever you decide it will be, even if you haven't decided yet what it will be, it will come. My opportunity and honor today is to share from my experience, some food for thought as you move forward. I've chosen to focus on something that's been a recurring theme in my own life, a constant beneath whatever success I've been blessed to experience, and the lessons I have learned in the midst of my failures. A few personal thoughts, and they are very personal, so I hope you bear with me and give me grace in this moment. They are principles that not only I live by, but my husband and I live by together, and that is such an important community, the community you start with the partner you choose in life. I chose well this time. I'll leave the rest of that to you. Our first guiding principle, you've heard it before, take care of family. First, charity really does begin at home in our household. Larry and I are very fortunate, not just in comparison to the world around us, but within families and circumstances into which we were born. We each have 6 brothers and sisters, the product of broken homes and somewhat dysfunctional, yet loving families. Larry's circumstances were more disadvantaged socially and economically than mine, but mine were no walk in the park either. But we never questioned the need to help our families first. And we always recognize with great pain when there were family members beyond our help. We loved them, even though there were times we didn't like them very much. We've dealt with everything from drugs and teen pregnancy to abuse and alcoholism, situations that money can fix, maybe mitigate, but only through support do you get over and through it. Sustained intervention and a lot of tough love. And in spite of the challenges, we're proud to say that we have helped many to go to college, start their own businesses, buy their own homes, and raise the next generation of healthier, bright, engaged children so that all is never lost. And if you are a first generation or a second generation, whether that's undergrad or helping the next generation is so important, whether it's in the community of your household or the community of the world around us. I guess that's one of the many ties that bind us as a couple. We've been married for 27 years. Someone once said to me, "Donna, you'd be a great person to volunteer and mentor to others." And I always smile because my mentoring started right at home. And I do a lot of mentoring in the community as well. But if we would each find a way to take care of someone or something in our immediate families first, there would be fewer community families in need. Or at least they might need less. When you take care of your family first, you also take care of your community. I know not everyone in this room can relate 100% to what I've just said, but there are many of you who can, and I know you live this principle every day. Too often we think of philanthropy as only those things we do for church or public charities or deduct taxes. And often some of the more meaningful gifts are not tax deductible or even visible to the public. Now, having said this, giving time, talent, and treasure to public charity is crucial. So it's not an either family or public charity. It should always be both. And upon starting your careers, graduates, I hope each of you make a commitment to give back to Otterbein. This is my message, not the university's message. This is how I live, and I am suggesting that you abide and get thoughtful about it. My first contribution to my alma mater was $25. It has grown significantly since then. I guess this is now my alma mater too. The second principle, it's about 3 things you should not do. Now, we often talk about all the things we should do. Well, a few years ago, as I reminded myself of some of the more challenging times in my life, I discovered there were 3 things that I always worked to not do in order to be successful. We add things to our list, we forget to take things off. So these are my do not do's. When you really want something out of life, first, you don't make anyone else accountable or responsible for your circumstance or your goal. Second, don't become blinded by the limitations that others might set for you, but more importantly, those limitations we set for ourselves. And more important, don't grow bitter with the struggle of getting to there, wherever your there is, because if it's worthwhile, it will be a struggle, as you know, over the last 4 years. How have these principles worked in my life? From a personal perspective, some of you may be aware, I had a very difficult choice to make at the tender age of 16, whether or not to have a child. To the world, this was a self-imposed limitation, one I should have understood and known. But the introspection of youth, sometimes around consequences and risk, can be lacking, even for the brightest. I was an honor student, a star athlete, and having my son was my choice to make, and I'm thankful I had the right to choose. I was cognizant of the stigma of teenage mothers as failures, especially as I got older. And I knew I had to commit all of my energies, not just to a quality life for me, but for my son. So I applied my 3 rules. I did not make anyone else responsible for my circumstance. I did not become blinded by the limitation. I did not grow bitter with the struggle of finishing high school, working my way through college full-time, working on my first job as a single parent, with a child who was small, but not as small as most people thought he should be, given my age. At the time, I realized I was on the brink of becoming a negative statistic. As a teen mother, and my personal disappointment was only surpassed by my family's, but not surpassed by their love and support. I was that girl least likely for something like this to happen, but it did. I held the promise of being the first in generations of our family to go to college, and I did. And suddenly, a misguided decision in my adolescence had put my entire future in jeopardy, not to mention the future of my unborn child. Often, it's not until we or a loved one has endured a challenge, either similar to this, it doesn't have to be exactly like this. We all have our own challenges. But the opportunity is to flip the script of our own experience and use this knowledge to not only help those in need, but to engage others in a just cause. Knowledge is power, but only if you share it, and there is power in overcoming the odds and helping others to do so. At last count, and my stats may be off, there are approximately 1,500 teen girls giving birth each year in Franklin County alone. This is between the ages of 13 and 19. 1 in 4 will become pregnant again within 18 to 24 months of delivering the first child. And less than 30% will graduate from high school, and 3% might make it through college. This is a multiple generation impact. And the escalating incidence of deadly, if not incurable, sexually transmitted diseases makes the risk of pregnancy only half the problem. Although I do not wish to condone teen pregnancy by talking about it as part of my experience, it is a recurring fact of life. Children are having children, and they need our help. For those who miss the message of pregnancy prevention and abstinence, or those who are less fortunate than myself, we must bring a laser-like focus on how we can facilitate breaking the cycle. Most often, it's a cycle of poverty underneath, as well as a cycle of not being able to see beyond your front door. My third principle is one of service, and we did not rehearse this. I'm very pleased. Purpose in life and your work is about serving, not just in the context of philanthropic acts, but in the context of every single thing you do. Find the service. When you get that first job, find the service in who you are serving in all that you do. Even what you do for profit or money, be a servant. You will make more money that way. And even if you don't, you will be happier with what you make. You can still be a leader and be a servant. You can still be strong and bright and assertive and be a servant. You can be a corporate CEO and still be a servant. Most great CEOs and entrepreneurs are servant leaders. It is naturally at the heart of everything we think we want to do or be when we grow up, and sometimes along the way, we forget that dream. There's a quote I adopted around service right at the time I retired from Nationwide. I was there for over 25 years. You have not lived a perfect day unless you have gone beyond earning a living to do something meaningful for someone whom you may never know, and they may never be able to repay you, and they may never, ever know your name. I'm not sure who said this, but it gets the message across. Serving others is our life's purpose. Then our ability to stay on purpose at all times as we serve is crucial. This requires not letting jealousy, anger, ego, pride control our decisions and actions. I didn't say you don't feel these emotions. It's about what they control, our behavior and our responses. And even when we're trying to do the right thing, negative emotions can send us off our purpose. So be a servant, stay on purpose, and have a perfect day. Before I close, and I'm getting there, as you move forward professionally and as a leader in your community, I want to ask you a simple question. Are you a carrot? Are you an egg? Or are you a cup of coffee? Some of you may already know this story. And if you have, just sit tight and pretend you didn't. It's worth hearing again. I remind myself all the time. So the story goes like this. There's a young woman, Her daughter is having lots of challenges. So she sits her daughter down at the kitchen table where all great decisions are made. She takes out a bowl of eggs, bowl of carrots, and some coffee beans. She puts each in a vessel of boiling water. After a few minutes, she ladles out the eggs. She ladles out the carrots. She ladles out the coffee. Turning to her daughter, she said, "Tell me what you see." Of course, like any child would say, what is she up to? Eggs, carrots, and coffee. Her mother made her look at them closely. She made her examine them very closely. She asked her to feel the carrots. Of course, they were soft. Then she asked her to break the egg. And of course, after peeling the shell, the inside was hard-boiled. Finally, the mother asked her daughter to sip the coffee. The daughter smiled. I love the smell of coffee. And so it's one of the things that you can actually taste the aroma. You smell it, you taste it, and it's the attraction. So she said, "Okay, Mom, what does this mean?" Her mother explained, each of these objects had faced the same adversity, boiling water, but each reacted differently. The carrot went in strong and hard, unrelenting. However, after being subjected to the water, it softened. The egg had been fragile. Its thin outer shell protected its liquid interior, and after sitting through the boiling water, it hardened. The ground coffee beans were unique. After they were in the boiling water, they changed the water. So which are you when adversity knocks on your door? How do you respond? Are you a carrot? Are you an egg? Are you a coffee bean? You don't have to answer. I can already smell the rich aroma of coffee in this room. You are all coffee beans. You will change everything you touch and everything you come into contact with. And when you don't, just remember, it's part of your purpose. Thank you for allowing me to be part of this honor and this special day. Go class of 2016. It's yours.
They are coffee beans. So thank you. Thank you, Dr. James, for sharing such inspiring advice with our graduates. I want to take just a moment before we begin recognizing each of our graduates to say something about family and the Otterbein community. Graduates, you are surrounded today by many of the people who have helped you arrive at this proud day. From family members who have supported and believed in you since your beginning, to your professors and mentors who have encouraged you from the beginning of your growth as a college scholar. These are the people who have always stood with you. They have seen your potential and made sure that you saw it in yourself. They have encouraged you, they have believed in you, they have supported you. As you go on to new adventures, these are the people you will return to for encouragement and support when you need it. These are also the people to whom you will reach out first to share news when you accomplish something significant. And I encourage you to stay in touch with us. We are inspired by hearing your stories, learning of your achievements, and understanding the hardships that you overcome. Most of all, we rejoice in your personal and professional growth. For many of you, this is an extra special moment for you and your family. Otterbein has a distinguished history of providing opportunities to individuals who are the first generation of one's family to attain a bachelor's degree. I would like to ask the graduates who are among the first generation of their family to graduate from college to please stand and be recognized. Please be seated. And now, just to let you know something about our community, I would like for all faculty, staff, and administrators who are also the first in their generation, in their family, to graduate from college to please stand and be recognized. Thank you. I would also like to ask Clayton Dowdy, Courtney Hilfinger, Paul Ithnia, Christopher Olvetti, Peter Watkins, Carson Wasmuth, Michael Williams, and any other graduates who served in the military to please stand and be recognized. Thank you. Otterbein is a community of individuals who lead purposeful lives for the common good, and there is no finer example than those who have provided service to our country, so thank you. Finally, Otterbein stands for an education distinguished by a unique approach to integrating direct experience into all learning. To ensure that all of our students have opportunities to apply the knowledge that they gained in the classroom in real-world settings, the university developed a signature initiative known as the 5 Cardinal Experience, or the 5 Cards. A cardinal experience is defined as an active and authentic concrete experience that engages students in real-world opportunities to apply the knowledge and skills they have learned in the classroom. The 5 cards include community engagement, undergraduate research and creative work, internships and professional experiences, global and intercultural engagement, and leadership and citizenship. Nearly 100 members of the class of 2016 earned at least one of the 5 cardinal experiences. Their work will be officially documented as part of the Otterbein experiential transcript, which accompanies their academic transcript. At this time, I am proud to recognize a select group of 13 seniors who have learned all 5 of the cardinal experiences. This is an accomplishment that will help them stand strong and stand out as prepared and experienced scholars, leaders, and citizens. I'm sorry. This happened yesterday. We get people up and we celebrate them and I start crying. So, a lot of great stories out there. So, students, as I call your name, please stand. I ask the audience to hold their applause until all 12 seniors are standing. Shivi Shatana, Madeline English, Heather Somahauer, Ryan Hutcherson, Kim Hutchison, Danielle Keating, Abin Pasine, Kimberly Rossler, Marcy Smith, Brandon Strasser, Colleen Whalen, Kelsey Woodard, and Carrie Koisman. Please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, we congratulate you on your outstanding accomplishments. I wish we had time to recount all of the personal achievements earned by this class. I assure you there are many. But as each of you walks across this stage, I want you to know that your family and the members of your Otterbein community are walking alongside you with great pride. As we prepare to confer the degrees for the class of 2016, I invite our graduates to please stand. So, graduates. While you're standing, I want you to take a moment to thank your family and friends with some enthusiastic applause, cheers, I don't know, high fives, for their support throughout your life and especially during your years at Otterbein. Thanks to the families. Thank you, and now you may be seated. And turnabout is fair play, so family and friends gathered here today, please stand and recognize your graduates with equal enthusiasm. There'll be time for more later, but that was great. We appreciate the enthusiasm. So as we move forward, the names listed in the commencement program are of all of the graduates since September of 2015. Please note that some graduates are not able to participate in today's ceremony. We will now proceed with the conferral of degrees. Dr. Martinez Saenz, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, will present the candidates.
Will the candidates for the bachelor's degrees please rise? It's all of the crowd. Don't be embarrassed. It always happens that way. Madam President, upon the recommendation of the faculty of Otterbein University, I present the candidates for the degrees Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Science in Education, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Bachelor of Music Education, and Bachelor of Fine Arts.
Congratulations to the members of the class of 2016. You will be called to the podium by Professor Andrew Mills. You may be seated while they call the specific. We will now recognize candidates for the Bachelor of Arts.
Amanda Elizabeth Ackman. Kevin S. Adele. Carlie Marie Alora, magna cum laude. Bren Elizabeth Allen. Courtney K. Allen. Ashley Rose Anderson. Connor Scott Bach. Alexandra Patrice Bates. Emanuela Ann Bean, cum laude with distinction. Kayla Michelle Bean, cum laude. John Beckett. Chelsea Ray Beeler. Lauren M. Beidel, cum laude. Victoria Summer Benza. Janie Danielle Bigham, cum laude. Jacob Blackwell. Catherine Michael Bohannon, cum laude. Maggie Elizabeth Boland. Adelie Kate Bolyard. Jordan Joseph Boniface. Kendra Pauline Bonnet. Caitlin Deneen Boyd. Adrian Bradley. Karen Courtney Brady, cum laude. Josh Andrew Brandon, magna cum laude. Kelsey Lene Burkett. Jacob Burns. Kyle Miles Burrows. Ryan Scott Burton. Elizabeth Carleen Cardy. Elizabeth Ann Casto, magna cum laude. Lane Amos Champa, summa cum laude. Eden Nicole Clark. Jenna Marie Clark. Philip Joseph Cochran, cum laude. Matthew Austin Cole, cum laude. Adam Collier. Jace Prescott Corbett. Carrie Marie Koisman, cum laude, with honors. Ethan Thomas Craig. Donovan Dudley Crippen. Amber Lynn Daniel. Alexander Lepuos Davis. Taylor Michelle Davis. Chester Deaton. Hannah Corasani Delamister, cum laude. Megan Lynn DeMott. John Edmund Dixon. Ashley Nicole Deidinger, magna cum laude. Robert James Dietrich II, magna cum laude. Brooke Elaine Dolan. Terrell Randall Dorsey. Clayton Dowdy. Jeffrey Jonathan Dunacek. Connor Harrison Dunn, cum laude. Elizabeth Ann Ector, magna cum laude. Kate Diane Elam, magna cum laude, with distinction. Jessica Lynn Ellicott. Madeline Claire English, summa cum laude, with distinction. Zachary David Ensman. Dustin Kyle Evans. Catherine Lee Fabian. Derek Austin Farnlocker. Morgan Jean Feeney. Rachel Joanne Felicetty, magna cum laude. Sean Matthew Feverston. Jessica May Fight. Camille Nicole Ford. Tanika Luann Francisco. Heather Franklin Brake. Chloe Fritz, cum laude. Alexis Marlene Garnick, magna cum laude. Abby Michelle Gary. Renee Jordan Gerchow, cum laude. Thomas E. Gillett, Sr., cum laude. Abigail Nicole Gompers. Emily Reed Goodpasture. Richard Gopal. Amelia Rachel Gramling, summa cum laude, with honors. Charles Olander Grayson. Jennifer Lynn Hall, summa cum laude. Benjamin Lee Hamilton. Tyler Brady Hammond. Samantha Lauren Hargrove. Heather Soma Hauer, magna cum laude, with distinction. Kaylee Marie Headley. Dale F. Herr, magna cum laude. Kristen Elise Heslop. Courtney Elizabeth Hilfinger. Jessica Lynn Hinkle. Riley Brian Hodgson. Derek Russell Hone. Matthew Ryan Haran. Amber Horton. Ken Huang. Amariah Joe Huck. Jacob D. Huffman. Allison Rose Hurd. Kenley Jade Emmel. Paul Karnya Ithanya, cum laude. Noel Ivek, cum laude. Cheyenne Nicole Ivy, cum laude. Reese Connor Johnson, cum laude. Courtney Sue Johnston. Brooke Nicole Jones, magna cum laude. Amy Keir, summa cum laude. Jordan Lee Keaton. Anne Catherine Kelly. Kristen Kelly. Bridget Renee Kern. Lacey Ray Kern, cum laude. Rachel Lillian Kerr, summa cum laude. Victoria Jane Conkle. Andrew James Kowaleski, magna cum laude. Chad Gregory Cosman. Michael Joseph Krakenberger. Taylor Marie Kruger. Samuel Levon Lawless. Alicia Lynn Lawson. Dustin Patrick Leber. Sarah Marie Lemansky. Alexa Elaine Lay, cum laude. Jinger Lean, magna cum laude. Iwe Lean. Alicia Marie Lindberg. Jackson Taylor Lindsay. Taylor Michelle Lindsay. Xiaoxi Liu. Carol Yi Liu, magna cum laude. Connor B. Lucas, magna cum laude. Marlena Latham Lukart, magna cum laude. Eric A. Lund. Catherine Louise McCurdy. Megan Marie McMillan. Mackenzie Marie Majeski. Caleb Allen Martin. Francisco Nicholas Marty. Sarah Elizabeth Mason. Catherine Faith McAllister. Brenton Matthew Meininger. Lillian Laura Mills. Robert Lance Moody, magna cum laude. Jessica M. Moore. Charmaine Mosley. Brent Barrett Mullen. Jeffrey T. Murdaugh. Nicholas David Muse, cum laude. Jillian Ray Nelson. Adam John Norris. Rebecca Ann North. Elena Michelle Notstein. Taylor Marie Numbers. Sarah Lynn O'Brien. Samuel Edward Oakley, cum laude with honors. Michelle Lynn Ohm, summa cum laude. Adelaide Catherine Olander, summa cum laude. Christopher Olivetti. Devin Noah Jordan Ortiz. Grant Joseph Patch. Jocelyn Rose Pierce, magna cum laude with honors. Logan Taylor Peterman. Robert Dean Pfeiffer, magna cum laude. Kaylee Faith Pyre. Adam Evan Piscine, cum laude. Amanda Jean Pyatt. Kyle Taylor Pisano. Jared Charles Pulliam, cum laude. John Thomas Pyles. Lingjia Jean, magna cum laude. Noah Christopher Rodemaker. Caitlin Ellen Ray. Derek Randall. Christopher Davis Rapp. Madison Lauren Ray. Jenna Ann Repepi. Luis David Rivas. Justin Lee Roberts, magna cum laude. Angel Netta Romina. Kimberly Aaron Rosler. Jacob Daniel Roseman. Tyla M. Rowan, cum laude. Sarah Nicole Rutherford, cum laude. Lindsay Marie Margaret Savard, magna cum laude. Charles Frederick Schenk. Rachel Lynn Schilling. Connor Evan Schmidt, cum laude. David Dawes Seckel. Kimberly Shapiro, cum laude. Scott Michael Shipkowski. Robert Lee George Simmons. William Joseph Sipe, cum laude. Alora Marie Slack. Kira Smalley. Macy Deanne Smith, magna cum laude. Chelsea Lee Snyder, magna cum laude. Shelby Ann Snyder, cum laude. Amanda Grace Staten, cum laude. Victoria Marie Stevens. Brandon Robert Strasser, summa cum laude. Lucas Swissgood. Aaron Ryan Thompson. Chase R. Thompson. Whitney Michaela II, magna cum laude. Marlene Ruth Torres Graham, cum laude. Brianna Alyssa Toth. Christina Nicole Valente. Margaret Rebecca Veach, cum laude. Jonathan Andrew Vincent. Audrey Catherine Varenkin. Peter Watkins. Robert James Watts. Colleen Marie Whalen with distinction. Casey Lee White, magna cum laude. Nicholas Philip Wilburn. Kristen Nicole Wiley. Brady Everett Willis. Marcus Xavier Willis. William Garrett Wilson, cum laude. Claire Elizabeth Winslow. Ethan Philip Wojciechowski. Miranda May Wolf. Keenan Deshawn Wright. Mary Louise Wright. Lin Room Wu. Mongring Jiao. Corey Carpenter. Philip Cunningham. Mitchell Edwards. Catherine Nicole Greger. Congratulations. Carlie Marie Watson, cum laude. This concludes the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree. We will now recognize candidates for the Bachelor of Science. Jamie Ann Ofterbeck. Caitlin Molly Barrett, magna cum laude with distinction. Mika Karen Barueta. Joshua William Bixel. Brianna Caitlin Brown with distinction. Claudia Emanuela Buckle. Lindsay Marie Clark. Jason Michael Combs, cum laude. Lauren Marie Cornwell, magna cum laude. Rachel Bethany Dalton, magna cum laude with honors with distinction. Joshua Emmanuel Daniel. Taylor Elizabeth Detweiler, cum laude. Alexis Dawn Duke. Zachary Wilson Dunlap, cum laude. Shane Samuel Green, with honors. Kara Charlotte Hardy, with honors. Evan Mitchell Heinz, summa cum laude, with honors. Devin Danielle Hempy. Pearson Neil Huggins, magna cum laude, with honors. Peter Edward Houston, summa cum laude, with honors. Kimberly Rachel Hutchison, magna cum laude, with honors. Fadia Musa Jalek. Ashley Elizabeth Junkless. Christopher Jurgens, summa cum laude, with honors. Philip Daniel Call, magna cum laude. Danielle Lynn Keating, with honors. Jillian Justine Kiefer, with honors. Brandon Michael Kyber, magna cum laude. Joshua Mark Kellner. Jenna Rochelle Kelly, summa cum laude. Molly Elizabeth Kemp, with distinction. Kaylin Kress. Brittany Marie Liedheiser. Andrew Mark Leskowitz. Megan Kristen Locke, magna cum laude, with honors. Jordan Paul Malley. Megan Francis McCabe, magna cum laude. Mark Philip McEwen. Zachary Thrasher McDivitt, cum laude. Amanda June Mead, magna cum laude. Natalie Marie Morris. Connor Edward Musial. Samantha Lee Perry. Samantha Christine Pisanis. Ashley Nicole Putnam, magna cum laude. Erin Rebecca Ramey, cum laude. Mariah Pilar Rapoyan. Jordan Daniel Shell. Brandon Michael Shirey. Cameron Cash Smith. Trevor Stewart Smoot. Morgan Alexandra Stark, magna cum laude with honors. Dana Catherine Strimbu, magna cum laude. Jillian Lynn Strimbu, summa cum laude with distinction. Ryan Marie Thornsberry. Valerie Elizabeth Toll, cum laude. Corey Randall Usher, with distinction. Matthew Kenneth Keith, cum laude. Jivi Jotana Wiener. Amber Lee Zanella, magna cum laude with distinction. This concludes the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree. We will now recognize candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Education. Amanda Rose Bienko. Jennifer Ann Blevins, magna cum laude. Lydia Joan Dorina Audrey Edgecombe Pepperell, cum laude. Amanda Elizabeth Eshelman, cum laude. Riley Elizabeth Eversole, magna cum laude. Cassidy Carr Fisher, summa cum laude. Amy Elizabeth Gale, magna cum laude. Zachary Ryan Hamilton. Sarah Lynn Hamko, magna cum laude. Carmelita L. Ingram, cum laude. Allison Catherine Jeffries, magna cum laude. Tyler Nelson Kent, cum laude. Samantha Erin Kruger, summa cum laude. Adrian Hope Leatherwood, cum laude. Aaron Myers. Gabriel Nicole Rader, magna cum laude. Nina Kathleen Rao. Laura K. Rains. Chelsea Lynn Rennie. Alexandra Kirsten Rumenstein, summa cum laude. Veronica Erin Schulte Hortelhoff. Abigail Elizabeth Shoemaker. Douglas Allen Smith, cum laude. Margaret Mary Swanson. Ashley Nicole Tabler, cum laude. Jessica Nicole Takis, cum laude. Ann Kristen Talick, cum laude. Mark Andrew Walton. Jordan Noel Worley, magna cum laude. Hannah Marie Wiley, magna cum laude. Reed William Wolfe, cum laude. Kelsey Ann Woodard, summa cum laude. Stephanie Marie Zimdars, cum laude. Those are the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Education. We will now recognize candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Kelsey Aileen Acton, magna cum laude. Ashley Renee Albright, cum laude. Alexandra Antill. Andrea Rose Arcara, magna cum laude. Loran Catherine Brown, cum laude. Ashley Christine Carrier, summa cum laude. Caitlin Ann Commons, cum laude. Sydney N. Corded, cum laude. Tyler Lorraine Cromwell. Jessica Marie Donnelly, magna cum laude. Kelly Lynn Zalowski, magna cum laude. Rio Nicole Essman. Miranda Jane Fabian, cum laude. Aminata Fofana. Madison Marie Ford. Emily Grace Gardner. Tasha Nicole Gear. Taylor Danielle Gifford. Rebecca Faith Godentschwager. Ismahan A. Hassan. Heather Dolores Higgins. Sydney Megan Hines, cum laude. Emily Catherine Hoffaker. Morgan Ryan Hunsaker. Emily Corinne Caulfield. Spencer Ann Margaret Kurtzon, cum laude. Emily Susan Leffel. Marissa K. Linart. Marissa Elaine Massey, cum laude. Emily Jane McCarter, cum laude. Mackenzie Kayla Melvin, magna cum laude. Jordan R. Moore, cum laude. Jacqueline Ann Moorman. Abby Christine Moran. Ashley Nicole Oler. Kaylee Marie Overby, magna cum laude. Gladys Owusu. Aleph K. Paushi. Allison Christine Prowant, cum laude. Amanda Marie Richmond, summa cum laude. Sarah Ann Reidenbaugh, cum laude. Lindsay Nicole Rosendale, cum laude. Sarah Elaine Rolls, magna cum laude. Lauren Elizabeth Sayers, cum laude. Samantha Renee Schrader. Danielle Marie Smalley. Brittany Lynn Smith. Monica Nicole Smith, magna cum laude. Mary Beth Christine Stefaniak. Lisa L. Sterling. This concludes the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree. Sorry, it does not conclude. Late grades were just submitted. We have 3 more candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Chad Michael Webster. Paxton Nicole Wenger, magna cum laude. Michelle Renee Zumpano, cum laude. Those are the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Nursing. We will now recognize the candidate for the Bachelor of Music, Emily Joanne Abrams. That concludes the candidates for the Bachelor of Music. We will now recognize candidates for the Bachelor of Music Education. Corey Reed Black, cum laude. Joshua Robert Dufford, summa cum laude. Lane Harrison Conley. Ryan Daniel Hutcherson. Kelsey Morgan Jones, magna cum laude. Dylan Limbaugh. This concludes the candidates for the Bachelor of Music Education. Wait. We will now recognize candidates for the Bachelor of Fine Arts. Thomas Francis Betts. Corey Matthew Farr. Tori Heather Hidalgo, cum laude with honors. Peter Nathan Moses II. Allison Marie Schiller, cum laude. Emma J. Sicker, magna cum laude. Kevin Andrew Thiel, cum laude. Aaron E. Ullman, cum laude. Ariana Marie Woods, cum laude. This concludes the candidates for the Bachelor of Fine Arts degrees.
Okay, so one final time, graduates, please stand. By virtue of the authority vested in me under the laws of the state of Ohio and by the Board of Trustees of Otterbein University, I confer upon you the baccalaureate degree, and I invite you to move the tassel from the right side of your cap to the left side to officially recognize you as graduates. So congratulations to the members of the class of 2016. The Otterbein community is extraordinarily proud of your individual and collective accomplishments. At this time, I would like to invite Dr. Martinez-Saenz to the podium to recognize our emeriti faculty.
It is granted in recognition of distinguished service to the university, exemplary participation in campus life, service to the community, and the esteem of students and colleagues. It has been an Otterbein tradition during the commencement ceremony to recognize these respected leaders. This year, 5 distinguished members of the Otterbein community were granted the honor of emeritus status by the Otterbein University Board of Trustees at its February meeting. One of these distinguished faculty members is here with us today. I would like to invite Dr. John Stefano to the stage. Dr. John Stefano, for the countless lives of students you have mentored, encouraged, and transformed, and for the many ways you have enriched the daily lives of your colleagues and the quality of life for our university community, we offer our sincerest thanks and appreciation. Just to give you a sense, I've been here 2 years, and John was one of the first people that I met. And while we have spirited exchanges sometimes, and we don't always agree on everything. One of the things that I knew from the first day, that he was committed fully to this place. You could not call that into question, and I think it's important to recognize that that kind of integrity is something that is what makes the fabric of this institution. For that, I'm grateful. We offer you this blank journal within which we hope you will record your wisdom, great insight, and ever-promising ideas. Please join me in congratulating Dr. John Stefano, Professor Emeritus.
Graduates, as you leave Otterbein today, I want to remind you of a simple but important truth, one that has been expressed by many different voices in varying ways over the years. This is what I want you to remember. The world is starved for grace. The world needs what you have to offer and all that you stand for. The world needs your commitment to serve, your passion for your profession, and your compassion for your neighbor. The world needs minds that are hungry, hands that are ready to work and to make change, a spirit that is strong and caring, and ideas that are innovative. As you leave Otterbein with the love and support of your family and friends, your Otterbein education, and your talents, remember, the world is starved for grace. You are uniquely qualified to nourish that need with your words and your actions. Where you stand as professionals, as citizens, and especially as alumni of Otterbein University matters. We are proud of all that you have achieved. We look forward to news of the great successes and adventures that await you. To mark this passage from that of student to graduate, you will receive a small gift from some of your fellow alumni. Carry it as a small reminder that Otterbein will always be here, eager to welcome you back home to celebrate all that you stand for as Otterbein alumni. The benediction today will be offered by Carrie Marie Koisman, our student government president, our first student government president, I might add. Carrie is from New Albany, Ohio, and graduated today with honors, receiving a Bachelor of Arts in History and Women's Gender and Sexuality. Carrie's Otterbein resume is too long to repeat, but here are just a few highlights. Carrie studied in Amsterdam and London, has several published articles in both on-campus and off-campus publications. She's an honors scholar, judicial board member, peer mentor, and belongs to several honor societies. Carrie is also a member of Tau Delta, has been awarded a research fund, a Bread and Roses Award, and she has completed all 5 of the Cardinal experiences. Following the benediction will be the singing of the Otterbein Love Song, led by Lane Conley, who graduated today with a Bachelor of Music Education degree. While at Otterbein, Lane co-founded and directed Ottertuned, a contemporary a cappella organization on campus. Ottertuned has recorded a single for iTunes, has been invited to sing in Carnegie Hall, and has competed in the International Championship of Collegiate a cappella. A native of South Bloomfield, Ohio, Lane plans to share his love of music through teaching music in the public school system. After the love song, I ask that you remain at your seats until the recessional is complete. Our ushers will lead your graduates outside where you can reconnect following the recessional. My thanks to the men of Sigma Delta Phi fraternity for their leadership and outstanding service as our ushers today and throughout this 2016 commencement season. Following the singing of the love song, I declare the commencement ceremony in this, the 169th year of Otterbein University, officially concluded. Carrie, will you please come forward for the benediction?
Would you all please bow your heads with me? To our infinite universe, who despite her vastness gave us this moment and each other, may we always remember to seek justice, to believe in our voices, and to live in our truth that we came into here during our time at Otterbein, to find comfort in the discomfort, in the inevitable growing pains we will experience, in the unknown, but to also look behind on these 4 years with soft, reflective eyes and warm, open hearts. May we always remember that if we are softer before we came, we have been loved, and to retain our softness through the world that will try to harden our hearts and fog our minds, and to find peace in the moments of loneliness, in the want, in the homesickness for this, our quiet, peaceful village. We're grateful for these short moments we were given to live, learn, love, and grow here. We are grateful for the professors who warmly held our intellects, for the administrators who gently held our experiences, and for the staff who held our livelihoods with the most open of arms. And for the lifelong friends, chosen and biological families, who will forever hold our hearts. With my whole heart and for my whole life, thank you.
Would you please stand and join me in the singing of Otterbein's love song? The words of the love song can be found on the inside cover of your program.
I really wish I could see him right now. All right, here we go, guys.
In a quiet, peaceful village, there is one we love so true. She